is back, baby. Today, Peter Dutton confirmed the next election will focus on the nuclear energy debate, which is giving us serious deja vu.
Today, the Coalition came out with a new, clear vision for Australia.
Nuclear.
OK, maybe we misheard, because the nuclear debate is nothing new, and the detail offered by the opposition is far from clear.
Firstly, we're doing the detailed policy work.
We'll be very upfront about every detail of the plan.
We'll be releasing detailed policies
shortly.
It's basically the commitment ring of policy announcements, the announcement of an announcement that the Coalition is ready to go hard on nuclear.
It's zero emissions, and the latest technology means that you can switch off old coal assets and start with a firming capacity that means that we can have cheaper prices.
Energy spokesman Ted O'Brien says the policy will include larger next-generation nuclear power plants as well as small modular nuclear reactors, or SMNR, not to be confused with ASMR, which is also considered an impractical replacement for traditional energy sources.
Nuclear power is the future.
It's an interesting argument. The problem is that small modular reactors are still very theoretical. No one's actually built them at anything like commercial scale. And so I think we just need to watch how that story unfolds.
The nuclear question has been kicking around the Coalition corridors for decades. In 1969, Prime Minister John Gorton promised a nuclear power plant that never eventuated. In 2006, John Howard reignited the debate. In 2019, a parliamentary committee recommended Australia take nuclear seriously.
Perhaps if we started this 10 years ago when the Coalition were first in power, it might be a different conversation. But for now, at this point in time, it's really not worth the effort.
So is this the time it will finally take? Or are they just repeating the same old line?
Nuclear power. Nuclear power.
Peter Dutton is more interested in cheap and divisive politics than he is interested in cheap and reliable electricity.
It simply doesn't stack up.
You can go overseas and look at how much nuclear energy costs. That doesn't mean that's what they'd cost to build in Australia. We've never done it. Almost anything you build in Australia tends to be more expensive.
The Coalition arguing that nuclear is safe, effective and hot in both temperature and sexiness.
Nuclear power plants are beautiful things. They look wonderful.
Nuclear power is sexy.
They know that people now know that climate change is happening, so they can't delay people's support for net zero by 2050 anymore. But what they can do is try and confuse people by throwing things like nuclear into the mix.
So is this a legitimate alternative for Australia's energy market or an attention-grabbing thought bubble we've seen before?
Of course! Nuclear power!
I had no idea you were so attached to the proposals.
You've got a lot of secrets, Kate, don't you?
ASMR.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Apparently.
I want one of those fish that glow in the dark. Is that what happens if we
maybe
get
you'll
nuclear?
get your way, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get
Is
your
it
way.
time that we had?
Happen.
Well, is it time that we have a
it's
serious
not gonna
conversation
happen.
about nuclear? I mean, lots of countries use it very effectively. Why can't we?
Well, I think it would be time to have a serious conversation about it. Unfortunately, this is not a serious conversation because there's nothing. It's just waving pom-poms and saying we like nuclear. And the point that Tony Wood makes in that package is right. We're a totally different proposition when it comes to nuclear. The amount of water that's involved, the fact we have no nuclear capability at all, so we'd be starting from scratch, the amount of money that would be involved in doing that. I remember Ziggy Switkowski did a review 2007 or whatever for the Howard government, I think. And his conclusion was, yeah, you could do nuclear, but you'd have to have a carbon tax. Well, that's popular. I mean, there's so many elements to this.
We dig up all our uranium and we send it overseas for other people to use. We've got the resources here. Why not?
Because there's having it and then there's doing stuff with it.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, it's like, well, wouldn't you just actually put that investment into renewables rather than bank on technology that hasn't even been designed yet? The relevance. Anyway, you're right. These are all debates for another day.
Goodness me,
very smart, isn't it?
No, that's not the point. My point is, like, we're not even having that conversation.
What about one of those bikes that everyone pedals on and then it lights up the light? What if everyone just did that for like an hour a day? The country's sorted.
Yeah, that's renewables.
Let's do that.
That's kind of what that is.
Yeah, OK.
I like your plan. I look forward to your next newsletter.
Yeah, well, OK. Well, I'm going to do a press conference.
The way he rides, it would be nuclear.